So apparently Obama was arrested on the 28th of November for espionage charges. Now, if you have more than two brain cells, you would have done a quick Google search, and that would have gave you the truth behind this. If you don't like Google or believe that Google is censoring information, which they have in the past, I use DuckDuckGo for this, for the information, so feel free to fact check me if you don't believe me. I'll leave all the links to the articles in the description. But apparently, a self-described Canadian conservative news outlet called Conservative Beaver had the story first. Now, they shared screenshots of Shane Smodley, I believe is his name, who is an Air Force Space Commander veteran, saying Obama was arrested. Now, Shane came out and tweeted that he had never heard of Conservative Beaver and he knew the article was fake. Conservative Beaver claimed a U.S. judge ordered a media blackout, and that is why American news outlets are not talking about this. A media blackout, for those of you who don't know, is when the government censors information online about a topic. American judges cannot censor the internet and ban news outlets from talking about an issue. Deep Outpost, who is an American news outlet, is claiming that the story is real about Obama. They even stole the line from Conservative Beaver about the judges. Both Deep Outpost and Conservative Beaver have videos from people validating their claims against Obama. These aren't even government officials, they are normal, everyday people like you and me. They're probably paid actors or people who wrote the article. Both the articles basically say the same thing. They have Assistant Attorney General for National Security, John C. Dimmers, I believe, who's a real person. He actually works for the Department of Justice, saying, quote, "The trial of Chinese espionage is long and sadly stern with former American intelligence officers who betrayed their colleagues, their country, and its liberal democratic values to support an authoritarian communist regime. Deep Outpost and Conservative Beaver are straight up lying to people. This is a load of baloney. They are spreading false information." Now, some people will say the story is being oppressed online, and that is why major news outlets are not talking about it. They're not talking about it because it's fake. Major news outlets might come out and say this is fake if it gets to the point where anyone with over 5 brain cells starts to believe this. Deep Outpost and Conservative Beaver took a quote straight from the Department of Justice website to spread false information about Obama. The quote came from a story about a Chinese man who worked for the CIA named Alexander Yecheng, who is a naturalized U.S. citizen. For those of you who don't know what that means, he was born in another country. He was born in Hong Kong, China. He is accused of giving China national defense information. He started working for the CIA in 1982. Prosecutors said he left the CIA 7 years later and worked in the Chinese city of Shanghai before moving to Hawaii in 2001, according to BBC News. Alexander and his relative, who is unnamed, both of them are accused of giving information about the CIA's personnel, operations, and methods of concealing communications with Chinese intelligence. The CIA has Alex on video counting $50,000 in cash. While living in Hawaii, court documents say he then sought work with the FBI to gain access to classified U.S. government information, once again to pass it on to China. He was hired by the FBI's Honolulu office in 2004 as a contract linguist. While living in Hawaii, court documents say he then sought work with the FBI to gain access to classified U.S. government information, once again to pass it on to China. He was hired by the FBI's Honolulu office in 2004 as a contract linguist and is accused of stealing documents marked secret. Alexander tried selling United States secrets to Chinese government for $50,000. You are risking your entire livelihood messing with the United States for $50,000. Not only are you betraying arguably the most powerful nation on the planet, but you're doing so for $50,000. The average salary for a CIA agent is $61,000. So that means he tried selling out the US for less than what he would have made in a year. I know for a fact, if there's one group of people you really don't want to mess with, it's the United States federal government. Deep Outpost and Conservative Beaver claim to be on news sites. but they are putting out blatantly false information. This is crazy that people really think this story is real. Some people will not do the 10 minutes worth of effort it took me to find this information. And they're gonna go on thinking Obama was arrested for espionage. The person on my Snapchat that shared this story believe this story is true in some way. They don't think it's fake, but they also don't think it's real. They said they're not buying that it's fake because we live in a world where the real stuff is censored and we will never know the truth. Which they're not wrong, some things are for sure censored, but I caught them lying to make a fake news story. A lot of stuff on the internet is fake and cannot be trusted. But there are things on the internet that are real and can be trusted. The story from the BBC was written before Conservative Beaver and Deep Outpost. The article on the Department of Justice was written before Deep Outpost and Conservative Beaver. The fact that they couldn't see this is beyond me. I don't understand. Please don't go to these websites and give them hate. I'm not calling for any form of harassment, violence, or anything on those lines towards these news outlets. Let me know if you want to go deeper into these websites and see what's really going on. That's all from me, man. This has been Frizzle, having at least 5 brain cells, and signing off.
Let's explore this fact. Someone traveled through here.
Singularity deployed. Find your target. Numpty in our orbit. Grenade!
Okay.
We've got 30 seconds to get to the next ring.
Scanning the area.
Just need a wee pick me up. Fire it!
I'm taking fire.
They're shooting at me!
Use the map.
Recharging my shield.
Let's explore this fact.
Setting up shop.
Reloading.
Marking our surroundings.
Jump drive in position. Healing.
Contact with hostile. Throwing arc star. Scanning the area.
Recharging my shield.
In combat.
Spam bots are shooting at me.
Taking fire. Reload.
I downed a hostile. Calling upon nature's strength.
Recharging
are the Apex champions.